tun video kan en how tur chu percentage topic kan test na khani dona chuan percentage khan paper 265001 kan ti kha khan dani avan question kha question som ni panga oma chunin time kha 45 minutes kan ti kha a time khala ti tlem le tur hisab ani chu wang chunin heng ho hi kan cho thiam kha poimo dona tin class kan cho ang base khani dona tin tren kha chu class kan cho ang che che ani lo pon khami tanga idea kan man theina turang khan dona chen question hian tin kan test na question number in dot dan ang khan om khan don lawa test na kan question number question ro kha chu test na khan om deka ti hian 1 2 3 tuna kan englo kan ni ang hen kanon en tha momom doni chen question number ma sabera convert 3/8 into percentage tin he chu percentage conversion pa ngai khani maya ta hian 3/8 percentage kan convert chuan multiply by 100% ti khani chu cut khani tra 2425 chuan 2 chuan kan nei chu 75/2% chu 37.5% khan dani chuan option B khan dan mo 37.5 chuan next kan kal zung chuan what is 35% of 480 ti khania hi percentage pek sa khani ve thunga percentage pek sa of 480 hi kan jan tu khani maya cancel 5257 2224 chuan 7 into 24 168 neta option B khani le doni chuan next question what percent of 250 75 ate ta hin percentage min jota percentage min jot kha chuan ta hianin 75 fi 250 exact percent nge ti khani maya 75 out of 250 chu percentage san to khani maya nga chuan 5255 cancel khani le mai 5155 15 to 30% emohi tiang jong pohin equation form ang jong pon ngai to theya kan ngai to thedan chu what percent of ate percentage min jota chu what percent tikha x% of 250 is to equal to in tikhan equation form ang pohan kan ngai to theya ain ang renga x by 100 into 250 equal to 75 chu x value kha kan jong chok ang ani me 75 into 100 by 250 noiron kal ve thunga chuni chu a helai mi ang thau kha ma mi ang thau kha ando na lo ni ta kan selanga 30% kan dani so next if 40% of a number is 96 find the number at here then 40% of a number at here he kan soi tong khan percentage of total is tin si ja khana form kha om kan ti khan ye tun khaisa 0.40% of a number at a number ha kan thela mo kan to ta khani number is to 96 chuan number to chan number hi x te po kan mang the x te po kan ti menga 100 by 40 cancel lenga chuan 4 in 41 4 2 8 4 4 16 chuan 240 kan nei doni 242 option C khani la chuan heta khan 3 ya khan 30% option C ma achung kha chu kan nei ka ria chuan question number 5 a number 150 is increased by 20% ti khani increase by tiang chite decrease increase le decrease how kha chu table ang da khan kan form me old value le new value ang khan mo number kha 150 then old value chuan heta in percentage increase mo decrease mo chuan new value tiang chi khani ma a number 150 is increased by 20% there 150 kha kan nei puta chu 20% increase chu new value enge ti khani ma new number kha chu helai table kan fill up thin khamo table pathum atom per fill up ta kha chu 20% increase ni chuan 120 by 100 into previous value emo old value chok ma ya 12 into 15 12 into 15 180 ma 180 kan nei dan chu chuan option D Chuan next question up. In an examination, a student scores 65% mark. If the total marks are 800, find the marks scored by the student. Hey chu mark obtained. Tiếng chỉ hô vel khan ta tun khai sa chun 65% mark mua chun total mark 800 ni ade percentage break sa kan nia 65% of total tiếng khana kala total chu 800 chun cancel khani le me 65 into 8 520 option C. Chuan next a mixer contain 45 liters of milk and 15 liters of water. Milk 45 liter oma chun water 15 liter oma chun what percentage of the mixture is water? The water percentage kamin jota chuan percentage chun pangai khani le me water omzat 15 divided by total mixer a vain engzat nge omma mixer a chuan 45 liters of milk le 15 liters of water oma chu vain linga nga somnga 50 linga nga somruk ma 60 liters chuan percentage an into 100% cancel lenga 3235 2125 25%. Option B kan nei le tani option B 25%. So next up, after deducting 15% from his salary, Moya received 10,200 rupees. What is his actual salary? Di oma a salary tanghan 15% and reduce and decrease salary pa ngai nei pata chon 15% and decrease chumin huwa chonin nilaw after deducting 15% from his salary salary tanga 15% and decrease nuwa sing khat le jani ala hlo ta ni chu and decrease nuwa hlo ani ta chu wang chon new value khan ta heta actual salary jan to chu heta and decrease ma salary hama chuan percentage increase the percentage decrease the le ka chu ti khan kan en me old value chuan percentage increase mo decrease chuan new value chuan and reduce nuwa khanin sing khat 15% decrease kan nei pata chuan ta hianin actual salary hey an sing khat le jan hi decrease nu mi ta chu new value kan ziak menga sing khat le jan hi helai mi kha helai table kha kan zon tur khalo ni don ta chuan helai table fill up dan kha chu kan kheto class kan entry kha ni ta chu wang chuanin 10200 into 100 by divided by 15% decrease ni chuan 100 15 kan mena chuan 85 kan nei nga kha cancel le khane mai cancel vele nga 5157 chuan 5 in 5 2 0 5 4 0 ma chuan 17 in 1 17 1 17 34 lo ma 2 times 0 120 into 100 12000 a hlo kha reduce ma chan sing khat sang ni hlo ni chu chon emo heting hi new value tang po han kan en thei thawa option dang kan nei chu hemilai table tang point cho thei kan tia chu helai table kha old value kan nei lo chon old value x kan mang me chon new value hen kan chok le mai kan tia new value tang khan cho thei thawa new value kha kan cho dang kha 15% decrease ani chuanin 85% ma of old value kha kan la khelo vain x equal to sing khat zani teng po khan cho thei thau ni new value tang in a more old value kha direct kan cho nga lo chon old value x kan ti te chon new value sai ta kan cho le thin khama thei ve chon hei chu hel ta ma miang che khan ron kalangan cancel velenga 1200 hei kan nei tani chu option C chon heta chung kha kan en ma chuan next the price of sugar increased by 25%. By what percentage should a housewife reduce her consumption so that the expenditure on sugar remains unchanged? Hati ho po hi kan nei thina pakhat value apanga chon pakhat value ka a reduce ve thunga a reduce na percentage ka zon tur kan ting chi khani he chu a decrease na percentage ka kan jong dona a decrease na percentage ting ho kha chu a increase na percent min pete teng kan ti thinang khan tani he chu 25 mo 25 into 100 divided by increase na kha 25% chon 100 plus 25 125 vậy thì cần chọn chỉ cần nhé 5 5 5 in 5 2 5 5 5 1 5 5 1 chuan 20% in decrease ang ai C khani tani mo 20% in decrease ang ai tian chu chuan emo het tiếng ho hi het tiếng lo poina chaw thei thawa antenna price of sugar is increased by 25 china kan chong deuh khan table ang deuh khan ta se old value le new value ang khan mo ta hian 25 percentage ta hian old value new value ni ta old value kha kan thelawa chuan I increase nei 25% nia increase ni chuan 125 by 100x kan nei dona chuan hi equation min zo chu heta tang hianin 125 le x kan compare dona chu hei exact percentage in atlem jok tak ti khani ve thung ni atlem jok na percent khak min zo ta atlem jok na kan fiat phatanga ya hemi le hemi hi atlem jok na chu a difference kan fiat phatanga mo chu difference kha heta phat taila a decrease na atlem jok na ha chuan 125 by 100 x minus x 200 125 x minus 100x chu 25x by 100 he atlem jok nan tani chuan kan zonga percentage atlem jok na percent chu 25x by 100 he atlem jok na divided by heta a base kha by what percentage should the houseway reduce her consumption atia chu ma chon hei a base a helai new value hi kan base ve thung do ni new value zel kan base ve thung exact ni alo tlem ta ke mo exact ni alo tam jok teng chi kha ani chuanin kha a new value lai kan base chin khania 125 by 100x into percentage no chuan 100 cancela x le x po cancela nga 25 1 25 in a 5 times ania 5 1 5 2 0 chuan 20% tiếng song pena san thei thawa emo hi direct formula kan man na chi ho khania te kan chaw mai chi khama 20% chu option C kan nei le tan chu chuan next question number 10 a number is first increased by 20% and then decreased by 10%. Find the net percentage change tinia 20% increase nuwa 10% decrease le hengho chu successive kan ti ho khalo ni ta tra number ngai reng pat ka increase duat ang cheta decrease mo increase le decrease lo dot jut ang chiom khachut successive kan ti khani ma ya he chu net percentage change ta chuan x plus y plus xy by 100 te kan lak mai khania chuan x si chu he lai mi 20 hi ni ta kan x le y to ta kha x le y to ta kha 20% he increase ni chuan plus in lak to chuan y to chu 10% decrease ni chuan minus in lak to kan te tra 20 plus y chu minus 10 plus xy 20 into minus 10 by 100 20 minus 10 chu 10 chuan hi cancel thaya ni chuan 2 minus 2 kan nei le 10 minus 2 chu 8 chuan up to paran choki plus sign na wangin increase an tani 8% increase 8% increase chu option B kan nei le ta chuan next question number 11 ta hianin the population of a town in the year 2025 is 64,000. It increases at 5% per annum. Find the population in the year 2026. Sang hi som ni pangan population min pe chuanin sang hi som ni pangan population min pe chon sang hi som ni paruka engzan nge lo niang 5% increase ta se ti khani le ma chu kum khat akara kum khat mo kum le kha chu sine kan sei thau old value new value increase percent ang chom khachon mo old value percentage new value chon ta hian 5% increase atia 5% percentage kan jega chuan heta sang hi som ni panga old value population masa jok chu singruk sangli chuan si new value to chu population 5% increase 105 by 100 into previous value so 105 into 640 can multiply chuan in 67200 ka khalom dani singruk sang sar zatni nom dani chu 5% increase chuan a kum le sang hi som hi pruka chuan missing ruk sang sari zani option A. Chuan next Rama's income is 20% more than of Liana. Chuan by what percent is Liana's income less than Rama's income tini velea. Hetiang po makan sai tong khan salary ang chite compare khat em kan tikha increase anga pakhat aya atlem jokna percentage ni china kan end consumption ang tho halo ni le ta chuan nei chu atlem jokna kha chu decrease percent kan timaya chuan a increase na percent khat 20 into 100 divided by increase 20% increase ni wagin 100 plus 20 120 sela 2 into 6 ma chuan enge kan nei tak 6 1 6 6 chuan 2 lawang 2 by 3 2 3 kan sela long chuan 3 1 3 6 22 0.6 ang tapan lak the masel kan option an point ang hana da lawa 2 by 3 ta kan option A 16 2 by 3% kan dani so next in an election one candidate got 55% of valid vote 20% of the total votes were invalid if the total votes poll were 7,500 find the valid votes received by the winning candidate tinta hey valid la invalid ang cheu ka chu te hin similar diagram ang do khan hela hi invalid lai chon hi valid lai ti khan tama se question tan thil sei poi mo do chu 20% of total votes were invalid atia if the total votes poll were sang sari janga vote la jong jong chu avaya invalid le valid jong jong vote la jong jong hi sang sari janga kan nei ni total kan nei hi thena jon total te kan nei lo thina kha film khur ngai na lai avance 7 sang sari jangan ta chon ta hian 20% kha invalid mo 20% invalid nia chon valid chu 80% khani dona tatang hin jong photila invalid chu 20% of sang sari janga chu injan ge 75 into 2 150 sang khat janga chon valid vote chu 80% of sang sari janga ma kan ya hetrang po hin a invalid kha hiat to chonin sang sari janga tanga sang khat janga pai khani me te chonin 6000 tra 6000 omja chu valid vote chu vote sang ro ko om tin an tani chuan hemi tang hin question in se chu one candidate got 55% of valid vote hemi valid vote tang hian candidate pakhatin 55% of mutita ni chuan candidate chuan winning candidate ina vote muza aron tet hemi 55% vote pa hi winner khani ron chan chu valid vote ranga 55% chuan achan ve item mu to a lp tai khan tam to don tim chu wang chonin winning candidate vote mu chu 55% of ta hian question of the valid vote at valid vote atang in 55 chu bang chu valid vote chu sang ro bane sang ro so 155 into 60 55 into 6 ma 30 henen 33,000 3,300 katina 3,300 option C kan nei dan chu vote sang thum thumok mu don tian chu chuan next question number 14 a student scored 30% of the maximum marks and failed by 15 marks ati o hey chu fail na ron so another student scored 40% of total marks of mu chuan marks som thum paina pass ati le hey chu pass mark an soi thina khania pass mark lak dan kha ta hian student pakha jogi 30 total mark hi maximum mark hi x kan manga chuan 30% of total mark mu pakhathian 30% of total hei mua and failed by 15 atia tatang hen hei amak munia chon 15 mark in a fail ani chon pass mark chu som panga kan belin ni tani chuan tiang che chon pakhat atang po hian pass mark kan jong dona pakhat ve thung chon 40% of mua 40% of total mark of mua ta hian 35 marks in I pass ati pass mark in 35 in mutam ni chon pass mark chu minus 35 chon hei pass mark ve ve chu lo ni ta a ka kha chu examination pakhat pass mark chu ain equal ang mo chuan chu hei chu cho khani le me unknown variable zong kha left hand lak pheya chuan number pa ngai zong kha ding lama lak khani maya minus 15 chuan hei chu cancel boilo in 30 minus 40 chu minus 10 mo 35 45 50 minus 50 chuan minus kan cancel anga x chu 50 times 100 by 10 ni chuan 500 total mark chu 500 and ta question khan min zo kha into maximum mark total mark chu 500 then question in chang chon a pass mark jong chok ro te ron tinga pass mark in jon chu don chon x kha 500 ni to chon helai kha pass mark ani to vain ta hin x aya 500 kan dang hi kan chok ma chon case a chon maximum mark 500 option D chuan next the price of an article is increased by 10% and then decreased by 10%. Article engemo aman kha 10% in andon apa nuwa 10% in down le hey percentage change in zani amang ti khani he chu country transa net percentage change successive ho khani mo pakati plus 10 he increase ka chu plus in kan langa decrease chu minus in mo he kan x le y to te khani ma chuan x plus y plus xy by 100%. 10 minus 10 to 0 ni tra chuan hei kan cancel nga chuan minus 1 chi ni don ni chu chuan hei negative kha chuan decrease heta net percentage change ale chuan positive fa chu chuan increase negative fa chu chuan decrease ti na ni kan te hei 1% decrease ti na ma 1% decrease chu option C kan nei le tan chu chuan next two numbers are respectively 20% and 50% more than a third number percentage more around say le percentage more lak dan kan soi thina number pani te kha number pani no ma khami te kha a third number a yen 20% in pakha jok chu tama pakha jok chu a third number in 50% tam ti kha ron soi ta chuwa chun third number hi x a kan mang anga third number hi x lo ni ta se ni chun first number kha mo two numbers ati temi first number chu third number in 20% atam chuan 20% more tina khan me chu 120 by 100 then third number chuan second number ve thung kha 50% in tam ve thunga ni chuan third number ai 50% atam chuan 50% more ani khan mo 50% increase in ang renga 150 by 100 x te khan lon tani kan number te chu number pani te kha chuan what percent is the first number of the second number what percent is the first number of the second tier a first number hi exact percent nge second number atanga te in ti khan tani chuan percentage kan chuan percentage mo first number percentage chuan first number kan theta 120 by 100x chuan out of 4 ta hian first number of the second number tang ta in the second number kha he kan ne second number 150 by 100x into percentage ani vain he kan nei le chun 100 in kan selanga x le x pen kan sela 0 in kan sela 3 4 3 5 chun 5 in 5 1 5 in 5 20 ma chun 4 2 are 80% khanin 80% khani first number kha second number tanga te chuan 80% option B kan nei len chu chuan next in a class 60% of students pass in English chuan and 70% pass in maths here 20% fail tin bot ta hian hei pass a soi char poimo to chu English a pass chuan maths a pass chuan 20% fail in bot han kan la ngal to pangti hlama hi fail ani ve thung ni ron pe hi hatiang kha in bum ti roi lo kan ti khama chuan ta hian hei pass anga kan chaw don chuan pass ani nga chuan heta po pass ani nga ta po pass kan momo ta ni chuan kan thret tur chu total kha kan momo ta ni total kan en chin photang ta hin kan thret tur poimo to chu 20% fail in bot atia chuan apatni fail za chu 20% an omatia chuan apatni a fail lo mo khoimo zo ka matal pass emo apatni pass ko pass in at least one ang chi kha pass ta hian at least in one subject mo kha kan enga hi total kan ti ang kha ni hi 80% 20% ka fail in bot ni chuan pakhata ta lemo apatni pass ka chu 80% khan omtin khani le me chu total kan ti thin khani chuan kan thria chu he chu setami kan entry kan ti khani total equal to English pass plus maths pass minus bot pass ani hei bot kan ti kha hei bot ta pass bot na fail ni chuan tun khei sa hian kan thria tur chu helai total kan ti ta ka hi at least in one subject a pass total kha 80% kan nei sa 80 kan nei sa English a pass chu 60 plus maths a pass kha 70 minus bot a pass kan thelo bot kan zong te dan chuma chuan bot a pass chu sang in ta hele lamaron kala plus ani nga le lamakal venga 60 plus 72 130 minus 80 chuan bot apa su 80 90 100 15 lon tani bot pass kha 50% ma loni ta chun question ron soi chu ta hianin if student kha bot the subject kha sang hi janga pass ta se ti he bot pass kha 50% nia chu a number chuan sang hi janga chuan find the total number of students si khan le ta percentage ka bot kha 50 ma 50% of total equal to hi bot a pass at ti kan zia chi khan a value in mo sang hi changa 100 by 50 to ni chuan sanga x chu total students ka chu sangan om don tian chu option C heti in question min buma tumna thin pakhat chu pass ron soi chara chuan ta hin ta fail ron da jawa percentage a hi pass ang tho lo la ko le me ma khalai ka kan film phur ngai na lai to ne chuan next up Rosanga salary is increased by 30%. He increased his expenditure by 20%. At a salary kha 30% increase chuan a hlo aron punga ani chuan a mandal po expenditure po 20% te punga tia chuan if his savings were originally 25% of his salary atira a hlo atanga chuta 25% kha a savings ani thina tia originally chuan find the percentage increase in his saving exact percentage in nge aron pun ve tak ti lai khan tani chuan ma sabera hian salary kha atira salary khama salary mo income mo salary tente ma income kan ti thina khan angra x ni ta se chuan hei expenditure le savings char khani le tani expenditure le saving chuan ta hianin kan thre to chu salary kha x ani ta chuan tan thil pakhat poimo do se chu if his savings were originally 25% of his salary he say emi salary hi a original salary khan tani chuan a salary hi anuaron increase anua salary kha chu new salary timanga 30% a increase chuan 130 by 100 x salary thar khaninga chuan atira a savings hi savings hi 25% of his salary ati chuan 25% of x hi lampang hi atira mi zel original zel hanta an chuan expenditure tur kha mo za thi salary ni he savings ani expenditure tur chu 25% kha savings ani chuan expenditure tur chu tira chuan 75 hani vele ta tro he chu ma kan soi tong khan savings kan thia chuan expenditure kan thei ngal emo expenditure kan thia chuan savings kan thei ngal ti a kan soi thin khani ma he chuan ta hian hei hi a hma lampang original kha case khan tani chuan a salary thar chu hei 130/100 x ania chuan a expenditure po 20% in increase ati a hma expenditure chu hei hin ta heta tang hian 20% in increase le dona chu percentage increase khani le me new expenditure kha chu 20% increase ni chuan 120% of a hma previous value ma expenditure ma sa jok chu hei lon tani chuan kan nei tak lo wa chu a new savings kha kan nei ta lo ni a savings thara kha new savings chuan ma sen china kan soyang tho hei hi a salary ni chuanin salary thar chuan hei expenditure thar ni chuan savings chu hei expenditure kan nei chuan savings kan tha thei teng chi khan a total hemi a salary tanga expenditure pai kha savings kha chu ni ma ya tra chu ma chuan hei han pai joi la savings chu new savings ma 130x by 100 atanga expenditure kan pai khan long ni ta chu in san ta la hi 0 ka cancel 10 don 15155522126 130x by 100 minus 6 into 15 into 6 ka chu somthum sombuk som ku ama 90x by 100 chu in sat nge som ku za somthum 40x by 100 o hei a savings thar chu 40x by 100 khalam tani chu he tan kan ziak lenga helai a hian 40x by 100 o hei a savings thar chu lo ni tan chu chun question min zo chu find the percentage increase in his savings at percentage increase ka jan to ni percentage increase ka chu kan jong thiam ka ria increase percentage jong to chon a increase na zat kan riat phatanga a savings ka ma savings chu hei hi ni tuna a increase nu chon hei hi lo ni ta chuan increase percentage ka to chuan a increase na zat kan riat phatanga 25 emi tanga hemi kan pai ngai mo increase na zat ka chu 40 a savings thar ka minus 25 by 100 a savings lui divided by a base savings ka kan nei lenga so 25 by 100 previous kama so the percentage on divine into 100% kan le me so 40 minus 25 to 15x by 100 divided by 25 by 100 x into 100%. 100 le 100 in cancel nga chuan 5355 x le explain cancel 5 in 5 20 chuan 3 into 22 60%. A savings increase na zat po 60% khan dani chu ta option C ma pui mo chu he henga hian salary total income savings le expenditure kha savings kan thia chuan expenditure kan thei expenditure kan thia chuan savings kan thei ti te khami kan soi thin ang te tin ta hian a increase na zat exam nge increase percentage rate tu chuan percentage on pai khania increase zat rate potanga kan teng chi increase zat kan rate potanga savings a chuan percentage kan teng chi khani ta ni chu concept rang kan zir thin kha ron hlom tha heng te ma thil poi ma takani chuan next question up the population of a city in 2022 was nuai khat it increased by 5% in 2023 and decreased by 4% in 2024 what is the population at the end of sang hi som hi sang hi som hi pahni population min pe sang hi som hi pali population kha in jata hi chu increase like decrease khani le me old value le new value kan teng chi kha 1% new value sang hi som hi pahnia population kha nuai khat old value chu nuai khat mi ring nuai khat increase by 5% increase aninga chuan a hnuwa sang hi som hi pali decrease by 4% ta hian 4% decrease ani vele hnuwa cho new value come on ani chuan tiếng hiện hay percentage increase decrease ka tam deuh pom the kan ti ha chu 105 increase ka ti patla into chuan 4% decrease ani lenga 4% chu decrease chuan za apali pai khan me 96 by 100 into previous value kan sel le nga pali 105 into 96 into 10 kan ni dan chu chu 100800 nuôi khát lệ ra riết chu option B kha kan nei tan chu chuan next question 10% of voters did not vote in an election ti phota ni china election ne khain ain angmi lo hei a candidate got 60% of votes poll and won by 14,400 votes. Find the total number of voters on the voter list. Data hin hey poi mo chu 10% of voters did not vote in an election ti. Hin chin meng de khan invalid kha chu ni chi lawa. Tain voters song song an oma voters song song tanga 10% khan vote an thak lo. Hi not votes mo chon hi voters so vote thak ho khanom ta se vote thak lo kha 10% oma vote thak khani chon 90% khani don chuan a candidate got 60% of the votes poll ate hemi vote thak zong zong atanga 60% kha candidate pakhatina muti le a chuan hemi vote thak zong zong atanga 60% kha vote thak om le chuan en won by ate vote sing khat sang li zalin achaka ti kha chuan hei won the election by tiang chi kha tiang ho re chu voter candidate pahni mo inkar angani kan tika pakhat khalin pahni anga hen tun kheisa po vote sing khat sangli zali na chaka atiani chon pakhat jok ve thung kha 60% hi ahmu chon vote la jang jong 60% ahmu chon pakhat jokin 40% ahmu don tina khani le me candidate A ina ahmu kha ang halin ta se candidate B chon 40% handoni chon total vote kha kan thelo ta he tun kheisa hen ahma de ka chon he ta total vote kha kan theta total kan thelo chon x kan mangzel thin kan ti percentage b ka pe chon mo total vote total voters thing total voters hi x ani tani avain vote thak mo thak lo mo voters sim kha x kan ti ta chon he vote la 60% le 40% te hi hemi vote thak atangan vote mu hi ni wangin ra te hin kan tinge not cast that voters vote thak lo ho kha 10% chon 10% of x chuan vote thak ho zong kha chu 90% khan ni me votes casted ma vote thak zong kha chu 90% chon hemi 90% atanga 60% le 40% kha candidate A le B te munita chuan hemi jok achak jok hi achak na za chu singkha changli jali ani chon an vote mu in thlau na khan me ya A ina vote mu za ta kha chu 60% of total vote lo in 60% of vote la chu 90% of total heta vote la hi ni tani heta vote la hi 90% of vote la chon candidate B ve thung kha chon 40% adang jong khan me vote la jong jong athain chon hen difference sing khat sangli jali kan ti thin khamo election type ho mi khani ta chon ka difference kan la le menga minus 40% of 90% of x hi an vote min thlau na chu sing khat sangli jali hi chu cancel the lai cancel lai zero lai te ka cancel nga ul samjau nan 690 54 x by 100 minus 4936 by x by 100 14400 then cha chun jam me tra hin LCM de kan la ve lenga 54 minus 36 54 minus 36 and join in 100 144 chuan thum ruk li ruk nga ruk ni chuan 18 x by 100 hi chu x kan chok x kan chok 14400 into 100 by 18 lo ni nga cancel the kan cancel nga 29272200 chuan 99 807200 80000 ni chuanin voters som chu sing riat an ni tin an chu voters rim kha chu find the total number of voters on the voter list a chuan mi sing riat an am ta hin question khanin vote thak in zan ngam ti to pokho question aron kal de thea vote la jong kha choi x kan nei to kha chuan ma vote thak jong kha chu hriat le thei tun khe cha chuan voters som jong ani wangin x total top khania sing riat option c kan nei dan chu next 21 the salary of a person was changing it was increased by 10% in year 1, decreased by 10% in year 2, and increased again by 10% in year 3. What is the salary after 3 years at the ipo increase le decrease pa ngai khan le me old value new value percentage ta hian salary kha chu changing ti phota chuan a first year 10% increase at 10% increase chuan an next decrease by 10% till 10% decrease ani le chuan next an increase again by 10% till 10% increase ani le chuan what is the salary after 3 years a new value salary third to ra chu 10% increase 110 ani tro into 10% decrease chuan 90 chuan 10% increase at 110 by 100 of previous value cancel 110 into 9 into 11 110 into 9 into 11 54450 54450 so option B salary after 3 years chuan singa sangli zali somnga lo dan ni chu next A's income is 20% more than B's income. B's income is 30% less than C's income. If C's income is changing, find by what percent A's income is less than C's income. Thì cái này là ta hiện A income is 20% more. Thì chỉ có increase percent, decrease percent thì anh đang cái 20% more than B income. Cho nên B income khá 30% less than C income thì về là cho nên if C's income is changing C income kha changing tia chon B income hi kan en chuan 30% less than C income tia 30% C and 30% in claim ni chuan 30% decrease khania chu 70 by 100 mo of C income chu singa kan en chuan 35 khat ni thum 35,000 B income khania chun A's income ve thum kha chu A income ve thum kha chu 20% more than B income ti vele B I 20% tam 20% tam chu 120 by 100 into B I sel vele tra 120 into 350 120 into 350 chu e kan nei vele 4200 singly sang hi ni vele chun question in min zo chu find by what percent A income is less than C income hi C income I ne zating net lem hey A income atlem zo na C income atanga te in mo ni chuan A income is less than a decrease na atlem zo na percentage khan le a income atlem zo na chu en chinang A le C gron compare C kha singa chon A kha sing li sang ni atlem zo na chu sang riat ani da photani atlem zo chu a decrease na za chu sang riat atlem zo chu sang riat by ta hian C atanga C income atanga kan te dona wangin C income hi kan based on C nga kama into percentage on ne pathum bill pathum pakhat 5251 it's on 8 to the 16% in claim jog it's decrease kan tikhan less ti na hen anga ta decrease te less te discount te khajo til thumun vek mo and it's on 16% claim jog don option B kan nei le ta so next a person spends 40% of his income on food, 20% on house rent, 10% on entertainment, and 10% on clothes. Tahian poisa man dana ron ziak thlang hau mea 40% income atanga 40% kha food ta manga chuan income atanga 20% kha house rent ta. Tahian 20% on house rent emo the remaining 20% on house rent ati le ti loi poimo ni remaining aron soile kha. Remaining a sei chuan hemi hi income food tan hian 40% mang phota chumi ala banga tanga 20% house na mang remaining tiron sei chuan ala banga tangin mase tun khe ja chuan la banga tang ni loin a income tang ve tho hian 20% mang ni a banga tanga 20% ni loin hemi a main income tanga 20% ha chuan hei ta in remaining ti kha sei ta lo den dena chu wang chuan heng ho hi a main income tanga a man ral zel khani ta ni chu wang chuan total expenditure mo expense mo a man jong za da ka chu ta hin ngara a salary hi kan da jiak lo ni ta hianin a total income ka x ni ta se x kan nei lo ka chu x ma emo total emo ka chu x a kan nei lo chun x kan mang thin ta chuan a expenditure jong chu 40% 20% 10 vai kan bel khom chuan somli soma somruk somsri somriat a income atanga 80% kha mangi 80% of x mangani chuan he save cheng sing khat sangli jali pari ara tia chuan ta hian expenditure income le expenditure le savings kha chu ta hian 80% khat expenditure ni chuan savings kha chu expenditure kan ne chuan savings kan tha themo 80% expense chuan 20% dang jong kha hi savings an tani chon kum khata ta save za chu tia sing khat sangli jali ron tia ani chon 20% a savings hian tluk to chu sing khat sangli jali value jong chuan x chu engsan nge 14400 into 100 by 20 to 5 chu x chu engsan kan ne tak 14400 into 5 and then 540 20 20 22 5156720 sing sari sang ni kha hi a savings ani ma se question a soi chu ta hin sing kha sangli jali hi par year ati vain heta kan the to chu hi a income hi poi par year ani chon find his monthly income sing sari sang ni lawa hi par year ani wangin pariya tia chon question chon min chu monthly income ani chu chon hi monthly income a chuan pariya ni chon kum khat la som pani chuin hei lo chuan sing sari sang ni kha par month ani ve thung chuan kum khat la som pani ma chon 12 in 12 6 monthly income chu sang ru kan ni don ten chu he chu helai mi ka chu yearly income he chu monthly income question khan monthly income min jota monthly income ka chu divided by 12 mo yearly income ta kan nei da ni chu option option C kan ni le ta ni chu chuan next in a class 40% of students study science 50% study commerce and 10% study both he chu an study dan hi chu both aron dik ta thlapai mo ta hian sa theory kan man nang chi khani he science ka 40% chuan commerce ka 50% chuan both ka 10% chuan if 90 students study neither the subject ta hian total kan jong photanga total kan ti khan kan thre tu chu hemi total hi total hi either science or commerce or both ni science le commerce la zong apa ni la po tel vekin science le commerce la zong total of science and commerce ina ngani chuma khalo ni ta total hi chu science le commerce science mo commerce mo apa ni mo la kop science le commerce la rim kha chu total kan ti khamo ta hi chuan science plus commerce minus both khani ta tro science kha chu 40 plus commerce 50 minus both 90 minus 10 80 omje chu science le commerce la rim kha chu 80% ani ti na chu ani chon al la mi lo chu khami science le commerce la mi lo kha chu adang zong 20% khani ta ni neither kha chu 80% kha science mo commerce mo apani la rim science le commerce la rim ka 80% ni chon ala lo kha chu adang zong 20% khan ni maya chuan question min zo chu if 90 students study neither the subject at the ni chon 20% of total students khan ta hian total students kha x mang vele mai taila chuan neither si chu 20% of total students chon 20% of total students kha la lo ve ni science le commerce la lo ve chu question mi som kon omatia 90 chuan 90 into 100 by 20 2125 chon x chu 9545 chuan student rim kha chu mi zali som ngan om dan chu total students kha chu zali som ngan om dan chu option C kan nei le ta ni chu chuan next A and B's income are in the ratio 3:4. The A and B income the 3:4 and their expenditure are in the ratio 5:7. Tile tai nei income the A and B income hi 3:4 ratio ni ka chon 3x in kan la the chuan B income hi 4x in mo chon ma se poi mo de chu tain an expenditure ron sei le ratio pele A expenditure le B expenditure kha A expenditure kha 5x kha kan mang thei to lo ni x kan mang thei to lo variable dang kan man ngai 5y chuan B expenditure chu 5:7 mo 7y chuan if it's safe cheng sang ni parma ti heta hian A hian cheng sang ni a safe A savings mo chuan B savings sang ni thawati A le B kan sang ni ve chuan A income jong choro ti khani tani chuan ta hian kan thriat tu chu heta hian hei A income hei total income chuan hei expenditure chuan hei savings an dan chu om chu hei income atanga chin miang tho income expenditure savings kan tiang tho khan ta savings kha chu total income atanga expenditure kan minus khan savings khat luk dona khani maya 3x A income atang hian expenditure vai kan pai chuan cheng sang ni a savings khan tani ting che chuan B tan po 4x atanga expenditure 7y kan mena chon sang ni thau lom ta chon hei chu hei simultaneous equation kan ti khani le to maya multiply equation 1 by 4 and equation 2 by 3 ni chuan 4 3 are 12x minus 4 5 20 4 2 are 8 sang riat ma chuan 3 kan multiply vele a 12x minus 7 3 21y equals sang ru chuan ta hian sign kan change kan se langa ta hin plus 21 minus 20y chu 1y y khani metra chuan 8000 minus 6000 chu 2000 chun y value kan put let lenga equation 1 a 3x minus 5y a sang ni equals sang ni chu 3x equal to 2000 plus 5 to sing khatan don ma chuan 3x chu sing khat sang ni x chu sing khat sang ni by 3 ni chuan x chu 4000 eta x value kan jong chu ma se question a min zo kha poi mo 3 na question khan A income jong chu ro te A income chu hei 3x in tani 3x chuan A income chu 3x chu 3 into x a sang li kan mu cho chuan sin khat sang ni kha a income khan ni don chu sin khat sang ni b ma kha kan lo nei don ta ni chu kha ho kha kan test question khan ye uluk den kan lo en nan ve le lo manga chan chu a ma kan riat to te kan bil le na tur khan ma poima em ni chon topic te po ti khanin percentage topic te po na kin dang te po kan la test le tur ngai la topic te ten kan test su photanga pathian jar kan dam chon answer ki hi ta hin kan ta ma se ta hin kan ti sual kha oma question number ro kan en let lok ang teng question number 11 hin in ka ria kan siam that lok ang answer ki ha question number 11 a khanin question number 11 hi option a tur khani option a tur et answer ki khan kan ti tik lo ni ta hinin hata 11 na hi hata in option c in dia ni lawin option a tur ni o hi kha hei kan answer ki khain du chain screenshot venga chuanin kha kan nei to chen ti khan len an ve lenga emo khia thiam lo ten nei chuanin group atang te pan lon jot the emo private pan lon jot le mei don nia ti ha kan tu to kang